All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 5. We have an otherworldly beauty on our hands.
And
his name is Jinshi.
Jinshi is going to encapsulate this beauty to the utmost.
Captivate us, enchant us.
Yes, make us cry.
Indeed.
Make us drop pearls from our eyes.
Make the poets themselves, just weep and be like, "What? This is my purpose for being on this planet."
Yes.
But actually though, like, how are we gonna do him up? Because
it's not gonna take much.
Yeah,
it's not gonna take much.
But also the curves. I feel like
I don't even think they lean into that.
No,
they just lean into the height. They lean into the flowing robes and stuff. And I think it's going to be more just a thing of Jinshi, do you have some special secret dance you've been taught since a kid that you could perform? Okay. And Jinshi's going to be like, didn't you know? And he transitions into a ballet form or some kind of very but I don't know, all arms and legs kind of dance.
But I think for something like this, we're going to need to get Mao Mao and Gyokyo to basically just look on as we do the, glow up for Jinshi as if he needs it, and as they basically rate it and give their, own little feedback and all right, maybe adjust this here, and yeah.
I mean, I'm all for the Jinshi leaning into the gender fluid beauty that he has and showing it to the utmost here. Because I mean, shoot, we've got so many attractive dudes in this show too.
Oh yeah.
Lee Haku is somewhere out there, just being a studly man as well. Now, obviously, a bit thicker.
Yeah, a bit more beefcakey.
A bit more beefcakey. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. But Jinshi's got that slender, fair.
Oh yeah. He'll rock it for sure.
Oh yes.
But we need to see it.
Oh well, we will. We definitely will. I mean, we must.
Yeah,
we must. So yeah, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this. True, and memory is malleable. Moon Fairy, okay.
All right.
高級の北側にある荒れた島園。昔この辺りに他の民族が住んでいたそうで、残された建物や外壁、地下水路は今もそのまま利用されているという。
Whoa.
まあまあ何してんの？
シスイこそなんでこんなところに？
私はちょっと用があって。
A non-answer.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Bugs.
普通これ嫌がらせに取られるからやらない方がいいよ。
図鑑でしか見たことない虫がいっぱい。この虫もここに来て初めて見たもん。
Okay.
Ah.
古くから交易をしていた土地だ。
So unique bugs too.
Sure.
夜行性だから今は持ってないけど、綺麗な蛾なんだ。
The Radiance?
Right, because yeah, because she did mention that there were butterflies around the fires.
Yeah. They can't eat. Yep, I need a breeding ground. Stat.
Yes.
No, but it's a little bit gross. How much time do I have,
nature.
Jinshi? Well, it's not that it's nature. It's more that you have to set up a lot of caterpillar moth little breeding spots, basically.
Those are big.
Moths are big.
Yeah?
I've told my moth story, I think, plenty of times on the channel, but do you remember it?
Maybe?
The moth that was this big?
What the fuck?
Yep. I'll share it in the discussion.
It's big enough to hunt with a rifle.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, there they are.
Okay.
Cool, so they have a slight difference in hair length and also
mouth
face
shape
structure.
and, yeah.
おとなしそうな奥の美女はともかく、手前の美女は自分が誰よりも美しいという自信にあふれている。同じ祖父を持ついとこだと聞いたが、双子みたいだ。
Yeah.
あの二人ならガオシュン様に聞いた鏡の話も。
Right.
It's very helpful that they have the different
Oh,
colored
very
gems,
confident. Whoa. Is that interrupting the performance by doing that? Yeah.
今日王帝様はご欠席とかぜひお会いしたかったです。
Huh.
特使の本当の目的は皇帝とその弟二人の寵愛を受け婚姻関係を結びたいという。
Oh, sure.
そろそろ戻りなさい。せっかくの舞台よ。ちゃんと楽しむべ。
Isla for one of them, okay. The more outspoken one.
Yeah.
そもそもあの二人は祖父が見たという絶世の美女になど興味がないのかもしれない。この世に自分たち。
Right, right. So they challenge them to basically bring out.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It's now my turn. None of y'all are ready for what we have created.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's time to slay. Well, they'll have to do some stage work to kind of make him appear, you know?
Right.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
Yes!
Also,
the animation.
I love the way that he's also like kind of keeping his arms around here to like make it like that little bit of obfuscation, you know?
Perfect. Perfect. The legend is born.
I love it.
The myth. Right. Right. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, she invoked something in their language that they understood. Right. That was very clever.
Yeah. Oh.
Right. Whoa.
Nice.
Brilliant. Oh, I love that we get to see, like,
Yeah.
her full dancing as well. Yes.
Wow.
Only he could do. Yep. Well done. Well done.
Wow. So that's how he disappeared.
Yep.
I love it.
Baka. He wants to be doted upon, though. He did good.
He really did.
Praise me. Praise me.
Now they're like, how did they do that?
Yeah! Students, let's go! Get educated.
That's right. Okay.
Oh, was that who they met?
Oh, it might have been. Because I thought the guy kind of looked like the Emperor, but yeah, that's...
I think that's who they met with.
Yeah. Sure.
No obvious culprits. Could be. Yes. Yep, she's
Sure,
still
she
just
could
looming
have
out
been,
there.
yeah, pushing little pawns.
Oh. He's scared of her. Yeah.
What's going on?
Another north side thing here. Wait.
微熱だね。舌出してみ。そこまでひどくはないようだけど、ついておいで。やぶ医者よりよっぽど手慣れていて、見立てもしっかり。
Simple, straightforward. This is what you need. This is what you're doing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe you can see what the deal is here.
清潔にしている証拠ですよ。窓が多くて風通しもいいですし。
ここの部屋を使いな。
ありがとうございます。マオマオ、明日には戻るって伝えて。
わかりました。
Hope she's okay.
付き添いだからってサボれると思うんじゃないよ。なんだ。それともここの洗濯。
Yeah, bring
no,
up the
thank you.
laundry again, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh. She's very
Sure.
observant. Like,
Oh,
what are you
hi.
doing?
Yes. Right.
I don't care, but gosh. God.
あんな場所があったんですね。売られてきたばかりで引きされていたので。
Yeah, you know, that was how I first came here.
むしろあそこを医局にした方が良いのでは？どういうことでしょうか？
Bullshit.
Damn.
Wow. Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, we're ignoring that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. I am sorry for your... Yeah. Why are you looking at my...
And while staring at his crotch.
Yep.
That's a good point.
I mean, a lot of people already know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, not a lot, but you know.
さっきの下女から薬の匂いがした。あの下女。
Oh, well.
薬を作ってるね。
Case in point.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Don't let anyone
well.
find out about this thing. Don't a lot of people already know that thing? Yeah, but I'm still telling you. Okay. Hey, that person in that previous scene, she knows how to do that thing, right?
Mm-hmm. All
okay.
right.
They did it.
Jinshi pulled off a performance that could topple nations.
Yes.
Ah.
I love the idea also of them being like, all right, we did something pretty simple, you know, the black blanket and a dark night over someone, take it off. Yeah, it looks like they just sort of appear out of nowhere. Cool.
Right. And we do this in such a way that it is not part of the official performance because no, we could not have the Emperor seeing Jinshi do this.
That would be a bit of a problem.
Because
say nothing of everybody else, you know.
Yeah, because even if it's something where, you know, they have to explain to him afterwards what they did. Sure,
Yeah.
and some reason he's not at all upset by it.
Right.
Then there's still just the ripple effects that it does within the court. And
Exactly,
all the
of other
everything.
people seeing this happen and, you know, they, you know, if they recognize it's Jinshi, all of that.
So I just love the idea that from the envoy's perspective, they were basically like, oh, I guess they weren't able to do anything really special here.
Yeah.
So then they get kind of pulled into their confidence of like,
Yeah, their guard's down, you know.
yeah, they're ready to be surprised.
Exactly.
Jinshi shows up and they basically gaslight them into being like, did you see some kind of mythical, you know, figure, Diana. And then,
right.
and it's just the like the idea that even Mao Mao's dialogue of just like, Diana is part of the whole thing to be like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
Because your mind's gonna play tricks on you of like, well, obviously that happened. We both saw that. There's two of us there.
Yep. And I love that they like, go out of the place and everything. And Jinshi has to, the way he gets away is by slipping into the lake, basically, or the pond, and swimming to the opposite shore with the
full costume on.
Full costume on. I hope they gave my boy a reed to breathe through to the surface or something, because that shit's gonna take a long time.
No, see, that's the thing. He is actually like giga athletic. And it's the thing where he wears these robes specifically because boy's actually built different. He's a very like lithe, athlete. He's not thick. Yep. But in terms of what he's capable of doing, he's capable of handling himself just fine.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So, our sexy man, was sexy,
but he was put through the ringer.
He was put through it. So yes, he deserves some head rubs, head pats, and head and drying from Mao Mao there.
Yeah.
So good teamwork. I loved he tried to grab her hand and like pull her almost like
in with him,
which is like, whoa, Jinji.
Yeah. No.
I understand you're in love with her.
Yeah,
you have that little romantic within you.
That would have
ruined the whole thing.
That would have caused some problems.
Yeah.
Like, in the best of cases.
But that's so cute to think that, like, in this moment here, he's almost like, no, I want you to be a part of it. It's
I want to dance with you.
Yeah. No. That Jinji. Yeah.
Right.
Down, boy. Yeah.
But okay. I also like that we got some characterization of the two envoys. Awesome.
They're very different.
They're very different. I appreciate the thing of them having the different colored jewelry so that way we can tell them apart.
Yeah, different hair length, different jewelry. I also love the idea that one of them tried to do hey, we already are having our curtains up for our carriage. So we're making a statement just by doing that.
Yep.
But they did I did something awkward. I'm not from around here, so, sorry about my,
going up near the emperor's,
sister,
carriage and all that stuff. Yeah.
Right, but specifically almost saying, you aren't with anybody right now, so clearly I can just assume that spot, which I really like the Mao Mao seeing it as yikes, not from this was obviously bad decorum. This was bad, etiquette protocol.
Right,
and all
and
that.
they get away with it because they're very important.
Well, they get away with it not only because they're very important, but because they, aren't necessarily educated in the customs and ways or what have you. So they can play that card. But what I like is that it was still something that was really scary because they're still under the domain of another nation and royal, state basically right now. So they could have had some kind of consequences happen. And given how scary this world is, just around the corner, basically at every point in every arc, someone's either getting executed, someone's getting banished, or someone's getting poisoned, or somebody's getting their balls chopped off,
chemically shriveled up. Yeah,
right. There's crazy stuff happening, and while they're a big deal, the scary part is more that we don't know what would happen if they did something really out of left field.
Oh yeah.
Like what the emperor would actually do. And I mean,
or what can they do, right? Because it's this whole thing where they want these people to be enjoying themselves, right? And they certainly don't want an international incident. So, that's a whole enchilada right there.
Yeah, and that's also kind of fun because it makes them feel so confident, at least to me, that they can flaunt their influence and power, and they believe themselves to be the ones with the upper hand, even in the negotiation standpoint here.
Sure.
Which means maybe they feel so confident in the negotiation side of things that, like Mama was saying, they're trying to get other things in addition to that.
Yeah.
So the idea of being inserted in as a concubine, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe that's only one of their goals specifically.
Right.
One of them has that goal, but the other one doesn't.
Or that's a step for another goal where it's they infiltrate the kingdom basically. And,
right.
Whatever.
And they get basically, the means to then bring more people of theirs in.
Sure, or just do things while they're within the palace, you know,
Sure.
like any number of things. But yeah.
Right, because right now, the big mystery is that we've had attempts on Gyokyu's life and by extension her child.
Right.
Which that's very fun that mystery is still being kept up in the air. We don't have the answers for that.
Possible explanations, but
what we do know is that those people are aware that she actually was pregnant at the time.
Right.
Because the poisons were specifically to cause problems in the pregnancy.
And,
now, this is
some of
speculation.
Right, exactly. And there were outfits in the caravan that were very much tailored to hopefully be picked up by somebody who was expecting.
Exactly. So this is all stuff that implicates the envoys and that they're involved in this in some way. But in order to then do that, you would have to then tie in a motivation that would have something to do with concubine drama.
Right.
Which would put either the idea in Mao Mao's head that maybe one of them wants to be a concubine if a slot opens up.
Sure.
Two, that another concubine is trying to basically undermine Gyokyo.
Sure, and that's where the whole, like, Lolan's father thing, you know,
comes
brought
into
up
as a potential
yeah,
thing.
and I like that it's something where we have a good hint that that's who they met with, even though in the show, Mao Mao would have no, you know, Mao Mao has no knowledge.
Mao Mao has
of that
no way of knowing that. Yeah.
And I get the feeling Jinshi and the others don't either.
Right, but that what they do know was that one of them snuck out and got out and did something. That night. We know that what she did was she met with some older male official who looked like Lolan's father. Yeah. So it's starting to become clear as to what's kind of going on here.
But I gotta say, I like that it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
Like this feels like a good kind of conflict to have be slow burned, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that has the slow burn, but it's not so dropped that it comes out in like waves. It's more like, no, it's a very consistent like ripple of where the ripples are frequent and they're small, like they're not big, but
you get enough of them going at the same time, and it's like,
there's a pattern. That's
some mounting tension there.
That's some intent of a character coming in with will and vision. You know?
We don't need to resolve them before we introduce the next one.
Exactly.
And that makes it very fun because then there's all these different little pieces that we can be, you know, thinking about and concerned about. You know,
right. The focus primarily has been on this north section of the palace and the way in which. There's a unique forest there. There's people that can do things there without being seen. There's a section now that we've just had unveiled to us because of our limited knowledge through Mao Mao's perspective, that there's actually a big, very sterile, clean laundry section of the palace here, which is run primarily by middle-aged and older women who probably used to be servants, but were just too old.
Right, so if, all old people know each other, don't you know that? So I think there's the possibility that, you know, if Lolan's father is helping orchestrate this, then the laundry area could be where he has plenty of contacts because, you know,
because he's been around a long time.
Because he's been around a long time, you know? Yeah, and so he knows these people. And one of them just deduced Mao Mao's little secret that, wait, was that supposed to be a secret? That she makes medicine, even though she's not a man.
And one of the things that's rather fun about this is that because of the inordinate amount of women in the palace, you know, as far as like servants go, because all the men have to be eunuchs, or at least that's how it was. Therefore, there are no more new men coming into the palace because, well, you're not doing the making them automatically eunuchs now thing. That's a bit inhumane, which, hey, we love that for the emperor here.
Yeah, but, you know, then it's staffing issue.
Staffing issue, but also that means then that the women are the ones that are actually the only ones that would be from that era, potentially.
Okay.
Because you would not be getting many, or at least maybe the men that would be eunuchs are not necessarily ones that would have reasons to, like, stay that long,
like they mentioned that, like, in the case of, like, the doctor, the quack doctor.
Yeah.
you know,
he's mostly just there because that's all you've got, really.
Yeah. So maybe it's not so much like they didn't actually say this, but I got the vibe that like if the number of eunuchs is dwindling, right? Because there aren't being any more, you know, like added into the ranks right now. But then also just from back then, not a lot of doctors are necessarily going to want to be eunuchs. Now, maybe it's the you're voluntold into the rear palace, and that's how that whole thing works. But then if you have that job, if there aren't being more eunuchs added to the ranks, then it might make sense why you'd have someone who isn't good at his job that's still there because he's one of the only people qualified.
Well, to recall, Lumen, you know, was brought in specifically because in a lot of ways he was his expertise.
Yeah, he was so effective. But then, you know, stuff happened and he's not there anymore. And so now we just have this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet, I would think that with all these women here that are just going to be living, people are going to get sick.
Oh, yeah.
So you're telling me that these women have been relying upon a quack doctor for decades? I bet you, like my left testicle, that there's another or more women here who are secretly making medicine, given that we know how easy it is to forage from the north section, and the north section is where the older women also are at the laundromat, and then this woman immediately suspects Mau Mau of making medicine because she can smell the medicine on her, meaning she knows what medicine smells like typically on a person. I mean,
no, there's a lot of different things that are all sort of, you know, coalescing together.
Yeah, and we did also have a reminder that there's someone that taught the other lady who used the poisons about poisons because she wouldn't have known it.
And so then thinking, oh, that was probably Suire.
That's kind of her thing that she kind of defaults to is like, well, was that Suire because Suire is the big mystery box?
Yeah.
You know, that's another solve.
She's
but it doesn't have
the one
to
that
be,
got away.
Right, it doesn't have to be her. We have a person from the Crystal Pavilion who wasn't following the scented oils trend. That was a fun little
detail. And again, you know, some of these details, right? Like this is where Mau Mau's hesitation and like, hey, I'm just a taster, is very relevant because a lot of the details that she sees probably aren't relevant, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes all of them are perfectly relevant, like in the story with the, they rubbed insect carcasses on my dress, and there were butterflies by the, you know, the fire and all that stuff. And then it's like, okay, all of that was relevant. I thought it was just the butterfly things, but no, it's also the insect carcasses that then attracted them and all that stuff. Cool, you know. But sometimes that's just a random detail, you know, like and then what do you do, right? Don't go making assumptions and things, especially when your decisions could get people killed.
And also, if you're just patient enough, the answers might just come to you.
They might.
You're so connected, Mau Mau, with regards to people just by being so close to Jinshi and Gyokuyu. You get so much info just accidentally. In fact, in some ways, it's probably a security issue that anyone of real, you know, serious importance other than Jinshi and Gaoshin would be like, you guys just casually mentioned, like, one, the envoys were women. One, there are two of them. And all these other things just almost accidentally.
Right. It's, key members of Parliament have personally observed this subject. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Nice little reference there. But yeah, fun setup for later. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So if you have any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.